Hey y'all, I'm with y'all once again. It's Miss Ronnie, and my new channel is now called Miss Ronnie Rides because I'm always riding when I'm talking to y'all. Well, I may not be riding, but I may be just in my car. So, Miss Ronnie Rides, right? That's the new YouTube channel, Miss Ronnie Rides. Now, if y'all wondering where Ronnie comes from, because most of y'all know me as Miss Rhonda, the popcorn lady. That Ronnie is my nickname that my family calls me. So, Miss Ronnie Rides. Okay, MSRONNIE Rides, RIDES. Don't tell me I got to spell that to y'all. So before we get started, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I've uploaded another video to tell y'all what's going on. So let me tell y'all something, ladies, and this is not a knock on marriage, right? This is not a knock on marriage, but let me tell y'all something. I recently was doing Uber, right? So what our subject today is the upcoming marriage and divorce changing laws, changes that they're about to make. They already implemented it in some states, right? So I'm trying to figure out the title. So the subject anyway is I don't know if that's gonna be the title. That's the long title, but the subject of the video is get out while you can. The subject of the video is, marriage. Marriage today. Marriage today is not like it used to be. Marriage when our parents, grew up, which I'll take, my mother been married a couple of times, but marriage wasn't, I'll say when our grandparents grew up. It's not the way it was when marriage today is not the way it was when our grandparents grew up, right? They it was, I don't recall hearing of my grandfather cheating on my grandmother. I don't recall ever hearing my mother say anything that, or neither my uncles or aunts, But marriage back in our grandparents' days, and I'm 55, so I'm talking about grandparents from years ago, not the new millennial younger grandparent, like I'm a grandparent. It's not the way it used to be. Let me tell you something. They are passing new laws now. They're passing new laws where it's going to be harder for a woman to divorce her husband. Some of y'all ain't going to like what I'm about to say, but I'm trying to tell you the truth. And yes, I'm in my car. And yes, I'm in my car doing my video. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing about me being in my car making this video. Y'all see how quiet it is? Quiet for the most part. Let's say every now and then we have a big truck. But don't say nothing about me being in my car doing this video. So back to the subject at hand. They are passing laws, y'all, that's going to make it harder for a woman to get a divorce from her husband. Not the man. They passing laws where it's making it harder for a woman to get a divorce from her husband. I'm telling y'all that. When I was Ubering, and I was just Ubering a couple of months ago, I just started back doing my popcorn. When I was Ubering, I picked up a guy that's an attorney, and he heard some the person I listen to all the time, which is Celestial at the Master's Voice Prophecy blog. I don't know how to put her link in my videos. I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff. I want to learn, but I don't know how to do all of that. But I listened to Celestial, who is a prophet, at the Master's Voice Prophecy blog. I was listening to her on my radio in here, not my radio, on my phone. And I don't know what she said that prompted him to bring the subject up of marriage and divorce. But he was telling me that America is about to go under where it's going to be harder for a woman to get a divorce from her husband. And he was saying that they're going to use the Bible, as a covering to justify the new laws, but it's really going to be Sharia law, like a Muslim law. That's what he said. But it's going to have the covering like it looks like the Bible, but it's actually Sharia law. And that was something that Celeste had said too in one of her videos about we're going to be under Sharia law over here, or Muslim law over here. So I said, well, what you mean? He said they're going to change it to back like in the Bible days, where women used to be considered property to their husbands. They're gonna change it back to where. So now when y'all listen to these new laws that they're talking about on the news and all this stuff about being hard to get a divorce and all that kind of stuff, and changing and the requirements to change, where you have to go to what do you call it, marriage counseling and stuff, before you can get a divorce, which I think you should, under most circumstances. Not some circumstances. Like if he abusing you, physically abusing you, no, we ain't finna. I won't talk about nothing with no counselor. I don't care nothing about what the pastor say. I don't care what the judge say. I'm not finna be staying in no house where no Negro is knocking me in my head. I'm not finna do that. So, he was saying that they were going back under laws where the woman was considered property, will be considered property to her husband. And that he said, for instance, and he said this was based on a true story. I think he said in, I forgot what state, but this woman had this man had came home. This man had found his wife with another man, and he killed the man, but the woman went to prison. He didn't go to prison. He killed the man that he found his wife with, but the woman went to prison because she's his wife, and she put him in the position to react that way by committing adultery. So he didn't go to prison for killing the man. The wife went to prison for putting her husband in that position. He said that's the true story. I forgot I wish I could remember what state it was in. But he said, they getting ready to change the laws, but it's going to be under the premise of the Bible. But it's really not Bible based. It's Sharia law based. So I'm telling y'all, I done been married and divorced 3 times because I just refuse. You're not gonna dog me and make me like it. You just ain't. You ain't gonna dog me and then make me like it. If you dog me, I'm not gonna like it, and I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna exit stage left. You're not going to dog me and make me like. I don't care if I got to be married and divorced 10 times to find the right one. I am not going to let nobody mistreat me. If I let you mistreat me, if you're not doing me right, I'm gonna try my best. We're gonna go to counseling, we're gonna do all of that kind of stuff, and I'm gonna try my best to stick it out. But I'm only gonna go so far, and then I'm gonna chalk up the deuces. I don't care what nobody say. They can talk about me. They can say what they want to say. A man gonna get on here and go, well, what's wrong with you that you've been married and divorced 3 times? No, what's right about me that I've been married and divorced? And nobody divorced me, sweetheart. I divorced them. So The question is not what's wrong with me that I've been married and divorced 3 times. The question is, what's right about me that makes somebody want to marry me 3 times? Okay? Don't be coming on here turning my negative into a negative. No, I turn my positive into a positive, sweetheart. But anyway, back to the subject matter. Ladies, you better get out while you can. I'm not advocating divorce, but I'm telling you, if see these same laws that they passing, telling the woman she got to stay in this jacked up, funky dunk marriage, they are not forcing these men to learn how to treat you and love you right. Can I get a witness? Amen? Amen, somebody? These same funky laws that they trying to pass to trap women, these same people are not passing laws for the man to learn and know how to treat a woman and to uphold that standard of how to treat a woman. So, ladies, I'm telling y'all, that lawyer told me that women are going to be considered property of the husband, and she will not be able to get a divorce without his consent. I'm telling y'all what he told me. And that if she comes in like that other man came in and found his wife with another man and killed the man, and the wife went to jail because she put her husband in that position, he told me that if the roles was reversed and the woman came home and found her husband in bed with another man, with another woman, and she killed the woman will go to jail. The woman will go to jail, and the man won't go to jail. Because the same property rights doesn't go both ways. The man is not considered property. The woman is. I'm telling y'all I'm telling you, this lawyer told me this when I was Ubering, driving. I'm telling y'all what he told me. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. I'm telling y'all. With ladies, if y'all been together 4 or 5 years and he's still doing the same stuff that he's always done, and he ain't showing no improvement and showing no change, and he ain't set a course in his heart and his mind and his, and his to change and start doing better and treating you better after 4 or 5 years, and he's cheating on you, and he taking your money, and he being disrespectful, and he won't stay on no job. Girl, listen, you better get out. You better get out while you can. If y'all been together 8 years or more, and you've been hooping and hollering and crying and fussing and busting out windows and scratching up cars and all this here kind of mess, and throwing clothes out the window and acting a fool on his job, and when he do have a job, he won't even keep no job. Everything is on you. He doing what he want to do, talking bad to his family about you. And it's been there for 8 years, like that for 8 years. 7, 8 years. With no signs of changing. You better get out. You better get out while you can. I ain't advocating divorce, but I ain't finna tell nobody to stay in no marriage like that, because I didn't stay in no marriage like that. I'm not going to tell nobody to stay in no marriage like that. That's why the Bible says that God allowed Moses to give a writ of divorce. Why? Because the hardness of man's heart. What does the Bible mean by hardness? The wickedness, the pride, the stubbornness of man's heart. God allowed, if God was just so, like, it's just absolutely, unequivocally unacceptable in God's eye to get a divorce, when Moses allowed the people to have a written divorce, God would have stepped in and told Moses, no, divorce, absolutely not. But God didn't do that. He stepped in when Moses struck the rock. Instead of speaking to the rock like he said, he struck and Moses lost that. Was kept from going into the promised land over something that we look at as not a big deal. Listen to me. If God was so adamant about not wanting us to divorce, he would have stopped Moses and told Moses, no, absolutely no divorce under any circumstance. God didn't do that. The Bible says because God meant marriage, forever, to death do the part, but because of the wickedness, the hardness of man's heart, not because we rebellious against God. That ain't what he's talking about, because he know man, whether it be women or female, but it's mainly men. I'm sorry guys, it's mainly men that would dog you out and treat you like crap and be cheating on you. It's a handful of women, but it's buckets full of men. Jesus knew it because of the hardness of man's heart. God allowed Moses to give a written divorce. Why? Because he know man. He know men will dog. We go from bad to worse outside of Christ. We go from bad to worse outside of Christ. And God know that. These men will be cutting up. He will have you in the house on lockdown while he out there doing what he want to do because of the hardness of his heart, because of wickedness in his heart. He'll tell you bring all your money to him. This ain't me, because this ain't never been me. But he'll tell you when you go to work to bring all your money home to him. And he gonna run the finances. And he'll give you what he wants you to have. While he out there buying shoes and $100 ties and all that, and you going to Payless or Ross to get your shoes. This is the hardness and weakness of man's heart. That's why God allowed the divorce. So I'm telling y'all, Sharia law is coming. Celestial at the Master's Voice Prophecy blog prophesied this, and when that guy got in my car, a lawyer, and heard her, he wasn't a listener of Celeste, but whatever she was saying, it triggered him to bring the subject up about marriage and divorce and how hard it is going to be for women to get a divorce from their husband. The government is going to take over marriages. Listen to me. The government is going to take over marriages. Not Governor Abbott. The government, the hidden governor. The hidden government that runs all the governors. They're going to take over. They're going to take over marriages. They're going to require a lot from you, and then they're going to decide whether you have the right to get a divorce or not. This is not the same as no-fault divorce. No-fault divorce, no-fault divorce. I don't like you no more, I want a divorce. Judge is granted. Click, divorce is granted. We're not talking about that. We're talking about they are taking the rights from women to be able to file for divorce. Women, not men, women, to be able to file for divorce from their husband. They're making it harder and harder for women to get out of these terrible marriages. Oh, unless they can prove adultery, prove physical abuse on you and the child. Prove. Now, y'all know they passing a law where you don't have a right, where you don't have a right to check each other's phones. So the husband don't have to let you have access to his phone. So how you gonna prove that he's cheating if you don't have access to his phone, so you can catch those text messages between him and Mrs. Jones? How you gonna prove that he's cheating unless you hire a private detective? And who could afford that? I'm telling y'all, if he hasn't changed, it's been 7 years or more that he hasn't changed, he ain't gonna change. Don't get in my comments somebody, that's not true. My husband changed, it took 10 years, but it changed. Well, who want to go through 10 years of hell and misery? How many diseases you gonna let him bring you home before he decide to change? How many illegitimate children you gonna let him bring in your house before he decide to change? How many jobs he gonna quit and put the pressure all on you before he decide he gonna change? Who want to put up with 10 years of nonsense like that before a person change? I don't, and I didn't. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Ladies, y'all better take a hard, long look. Just sit at the table. The next time you fix dinner, just sit at the table across from each other. And just sit at him. And just sit like this here. Looking at him like that. Don't say nothing. He gonna ask you, what's wrong with you? Why you looking at me like that? Don't say nothing. I want you to sit across at the table like this from him and just be thinking to yourself. We've been together 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, and he's still doing the same stuff he's always done. I've talked to him, and I've told him, I've tried. We've been to counseling. The pastor done told him, the counselor done told him, his mama done told him, his daddy done told him, his best friend done told him, and he still ain't changed. He's still doing me the same way he's been doing me always. How many more years am I going to put up with this? That's what I want you to be thinking in your head, and just be sitting there looking at him like this. Don't say nothing. You better make a decision. You better make a decision, because, baby, they finna make it harder. They finna make it harder for women to get a divorce. I'm telling you, they finna make it harder, because they finna bring in new laws called Sharia law. And let me tell you something. Out in Fort Bend County, if you live in Fort Bend County in Sugarland in Texas, did the guy run that was, he looked like he's from that nation, Islam or Muslim or something. He looked, he's from that country. Nice looking guy, muscular, nice looking, was running for sheriff. They putting it in place. He run the shit. Did he win? Y'all, somebody let me know in the comments if you live out there in Fort Bend County whether he won or not. They putting it in place. They going under Sharia law, but they gonna put it under the covering of Christian marriages. Women ain't gonna have no rights. You ain't gonna be able to get divorced without the consent of your husband. I'm telling you, it's coming. You better get out while you can, because it's just gonna make it harder. They're finna make it harder for a woman to file for divorce from her husband. You heard it here. I'm telling you. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button, because I'm going to talk to y'all about I've been married 3 times. I'm going to tell y'all the story about my 3 husbands and my 3 marriages and my 3 divorces. I'm going to start doing those videos. Hit the like, hit the thumb, give me a thumbs up. hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be looking out for those videos. And share the videos. Thank you so much for listening, ladies. Y'all I'm like Ricky Ricardo. You got some explaining to do. You got some decisions to make. I'm telling you, y'all got some decisions to make. If he ain't changed 7-8 years, most likely he ain't gonna change. Can you sit across and look at this man and say, I can live with what I've been living with? If he never changes, I can live with what I've been living with for the last 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 15 years. Why wait till you 65 to file for divorce? Better get out while you can, because they're going to make it harder for women to get out. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell. And until the next time I see you again, thank you and God bless you.